It's the end of the final race of the weekend. The Whoop UCI Mountain Bike World Series circus is about to leave Leogang. The podiums are decided, so it's time for the V-line. Let's show you the women's highlights.
The fourth round of the Whoop UCI Mountain Bike World Series UCI Cross Country Olympic World Cup got underway at one of its ancestral homes. Leogang in Austria was to be the last day of action of a busy week of racing. Puck Petersen, the UCI World Champion, broke well off the line in the elite women's race, was joined at the front by Evie Richards. After a downpour earlier in the morning, the track was absolutely sodden by the time the elite women hit it, and Julie caught a few riders out. Luan Lecomte on the number 2 bike opted for the hardtail in the short track race on Friday. Had to live with that decision amidst the mud and the roots. Puck Petersen rolled past her early on in the race and quickly got to work. Petersen, at the start of the day, was yet to do a cross-country double of short track and cross-country Olympic wins. Samara Maxwell took up the chase, overtaking Luan Lecomte. Isla Short had a fantastic ride as well, was overtaken by Mona Mitterwallner, the home favourite. Ramona Forcini was in there as well for Bixis, and was soon overtaken Luan Lecomte. Isla Short was joined by her former teammate Nicole Kohler, one of the standout stars of this season so far. It was disaster for Mitterwallner, who had also opted for the hardtail bike. However, a rear flap put her out of contention for the win. Petersen, time and time again, rode her luck on the B-line on this tortuously grip-free descent, but just kept the bike moving forward, even when she was off it. By contrast, Sammy Maxwell taking all the A-lines, but was in similar trouble on the descents as the track started to dry out. Jolanda Neff continued her road back to her electric best and would finish 4th for the day as she too went past Lecomte. Ramona Forcini ploughed on through the field, heading towards a career best finish. But there was no stopping Puck Petersen on the new Shimano XTR drivetrain for Alpecin de Koning. Petersen did the cross-country double for the first time in her career. Took a big win by 50 seconds. It was Petersen, Maxwell, Forcini, Neff and Wiedmann in top 5 places. But Petersen, Maxwell and Forcini on the podium. It was a big day for Maxwell, who managed to gain a lot more points ahead of her rivals. Maxwell leads the way ahead of Kohler and Richards in the overall.
Puck Petersen gets the job done here in Leogang, and how she did that. I mean, there were a bunch of really unbelievable rides there, and what a bike race. I know you were just on the edge, you weren't on a seat, you were on the edge of your toes, if that's a phrase, watching everyone from 3rd down to 10th, and then the performance of Sammy Maxwell. But let's just talk first of all about what Puck Petersen did here today. Can you try and quantify what she's achieved on Friday and then here?
So Friday we saw such a dominant, such a confident ride. Halfway through the race she said, I'm going to go. And she went, and she didn't look back. She rode her own race, and she won by
16 seconds.
Yes, so matching the biggest winning margin. And then today, again, she she just went and she rode her race. There was, like we spoke, that, I mean, she maybe had like a foot out here and there, but when it's a muddy race like that's not a mistake. That just happens. She rode a perfect race, I think we're allowed to say. And
you can say anything you want, Annie.
But yeah, again, just so dominant and so confident. There didn't look like there was any question whether she was going to be able to deliver on the climbs again, whether she was going to be able to deliver on the descents. I'm not sure what lap it was like, okay, she's got this one under wraps, but it was pretty early on.
It was early, wasn't it? And of course, Sammy Maxwell was riding on her own as well. But in terms of what she was doing out there, once she had broken the back of it, she was then able to choose her own lines and not have to contend with other people getting in her way.
Yeah, 100%. On a day like today, where the women had the worst of the conditions, I think it was just as the rain stopped and it was just changing over to getting a bit of grip back, and we saw a lot of riders crashing on even the flat corners down here. Evie Richards and Kelsey Urban went down, but I think Puck just did the beelines, kept it safe, but she was climbing so quick. I mean, we saw the form she was in the short track, like I say, to just smash everyone in a short track and get a cross-country size gap. I mean, everyone knows how fit she is at the moment, but to kind of put it together, and it was kind of almost a bit of a kind of Pauline Ferrand-Prévot performance.
It was.
Get a gap and then just get down the climbs, nothing crazy, just keep it safe, but then just cause chaos on the climbs, and everyone was on the back foot. But Sammy Maxwell, I think what's been really impressive is, like I say, it was different conditions today, and we saw the men's race all a bit of a swap around. She was super consistent. Like, she's from Brazil to Nova Mesto to here, 3 completely different races, different conditions, hilly, flat, techie,
muddy.
She's on it. So it's not. That was, I thought, the fact how consistent she's been. I think that was a real standout as well.
Yeah, so Sammy Maxwell is your overall points leader after close of play today, but it was Puck Pieterse who took home the double win, becoming the 8th woman to do so. Here she is.
Perfection from Puck Pieterse, the first time you've managed to win both races in a weekend, the short track, now the cross-country Olympic, an absolute dream weekend for you here in Leogang, Puck.
Yeah, it's been a goal of mine to have the perfect weekend, and till now it did not work out, but I'm super happy that it happened today on this track.
We saw you with a cheeky overtake on Loana Lecomte. That was back in lap 1, and then it was just pulling away. You were out there on your own. Talk us through it.
Yeah, maybe was a bit too eager to get to the front directly, and then I was like, just wait first a bit. But I'm not good at waiting, so I decided to go for it, and then I put myself in the situation that I had to push all the way through.
Talk us through how challenging it was. We saw you on clip, we saw you off your bike at moments. What was it like out there?
Yeah, I think nobody had a perfect race here without unclipping or a small tumble or anything. So yeah, me too. I had some troubles on the upper part of the track, but like I said, I knew others would make mistakes as well. So as long as it only happened once, it's not a big problem.
The fact that you had to battle those conditions, how much of a benefit was it the fact that you were riding solo?
Yeah, I think it's just nice to take my own lines. I couldn't see what the others were doing, but sometimes that's also good that you don't know if they're maybe super fast in the descents or like catching up on the climb on you. The only time I really looked back was like on top of the ski climb, and that was like my point of reference.
You look like you had fun out there though, and you've got a lovely muddy face.
Yeah, it's like cyclocross. I put the spikes under my shoes just in case, and I needed them today.
Well done this weekend.
Thank you.
Puck Pieterse, a woman who would basically race any bike race available if she could. She's made that clear. She made that clear on Friday. And looking at what she was doing today, well, you wouldn't be able to bet against her in any race she was taking on. Now, heading into this final race of the weekend, the men's elite XCO, Christopher Blevins had won 6 out of 7. Could he make it 7 out of 8? Let's find out.
The 4th round of the UCI Cross Country Olympic World Cup got underway in Leogang in Austria for the elite men after a hectic week of racing at the WOOP UCI Mountain Bike World Series. Specialised Martin Vidari broke fastest away from the line, but it was the Czech Ondrej Sink who led early doors up the ski lift climb. Viktor Koretsky was in trouble for Specialized Factory Racing, second in the overall at the start of the day. Koretsky was going backwards quickly. Flukiger, Vidari and Shell joined Sink at the front. Vision was at a premium all race long as the bikes continued to take a pounding after the venue was drenched early on in the morning. Sink got past Flukiger at the top of one of the longest climbs on the second lap of the race. Series overall points leader Christopher Blevins was in trouble early on. A man who'd only dropped one position in 2025 so far was being overtaken. That was all she wrote for Viktor Koretsky. Not even making halfway distance in this one. The French star just not at his best today. Alan Hafley, the UCI World Champion, featured strongly. Andre Sink broke free of Matthias Flukiger at the front. And was soon in some clear air. Flukiger took on the really steep Monday descents and was joined by Fabio Puntener, privateer rider, breaking through in 2025. It was a hard-fought battle between them, including Lars Forster, a previous winner in Leogang, but lap after lap, Andre Sink ticked off the time splits. Which left Flukiger and Puntener to scrap it out for second place behind him. There was no stopping Sink though, who at the age of 34 years of age became the second oldest maiden winner in the sport's history. Finally, Andre Sink had his win at the UCI Cross Country World Cup. The Cube Factory Racing star took out the win by 18 seconds eventually, ahead of Flukiger, Puntener, Azaro, Forster, your top five. A huge moment in the career of the Cube Factory Racing star, the Czech rider, the Czech national champion Andre Sink. Christopher Blevins led the way ahead of Koretsky and Vidari as we go to Val di Sole Trentino next up.
Very happy to say and very lucky to say that we've managed to collect straight off the podium a man who has won his first World Cup at the age of 34, Andre Sink. How does that feel? I know it's not really soaked in yet. The champagne has barely touched your skin and you're still in that moment of slight unbelief. Can you try and express that for us?
Yeah, it's unbelievable feelings because I was waiting a long time for that. I was many times second place and it was really always really close and a lot of podiums in World Cup, and yeah, and I was thinking that my career is already over, and because I am one of the oldest one in the peloton, so yeah, I changed the team this year and give me new motivation, and yeah, and finally I did it. Yeah, it's amazing.
Say something, Annie.
Amazing. We're all so pleased for you. What point in the race did you think, okay, I'm gonna cross that line first?
Yeah, I always know that the Leogang it's perfect course for me, and I just need always perfect start, and today I had my best start ever, so yeah, and then I just go for it, and like already first lap, I know that I need to be first in the downhill because I know that the guys like Matthias, it's really fast in the downhill, especially in these conditions. So yeah, my tactic was perfect, and yeah, like 2 laps to go, I feel like Puntener and Matthias, it's behind me really close, but I still manage to go more faster in this hard climbs, steep climbs. So yeah, and already last lap I start to think I will win. So it's amazing.
Yeah, it was lap 6, you had a 7. Lap 6, you had, I think lap 5, a slightly slow lap, maybe, and then the guys behind got close. Did you suddenly see, and we saw you on lap 6 up the big climb. You were out the saddle, like sprinting, and you did a really fast lap on lap 6 and came back. Were you aware they got close, or?
Yeah, I like the first part of the track because you can see all the race there on the slope. Yeah. So I saw them that they are really close, and then I know that I need to open the gas again in the next climb, and that I just wait what will happen. And yeah, and the next lap when I see again on the slope that I had a little bit more gap again, so give me again big power. Yeah, it's like it was like mental game. Yeah, like 2 laps. Yeah,
and we saw on the descents, you know, like you were riding really well today on the downhills, even compared to someone like Matthias, who's so fast. Have you worked a lot in the winter on the technical skills, or?
Yeah, I mean, in this new team, I'm feeling really good. We have great support, and we had also a technical camp in the winter with the technical coach in Great Britain. So yeah, it feels good. But I think today, when I was riding on the first place, and I was thinking that I can do it, so I just go a little bit more faster. And yeah, for sure some parts I didn't risk too much, especially the second downhill. I take the B line always because I know that the E line it's a little bit tricky. So, but it was not too slow. So.
No, cool. You saw in the women's race, Puck did the same line, and she won too. So
yeah, I watched the race, the women race, before my race. So I saw that, and yeah, I just say that I will do the same, and yeah.
And you did.
Yeah, I did.
So I think we want to know, how are you going to celebrate this? How are you going to celebrate this? What's happening tonight? The next few days?
Yeah, I think I have to go home today, and yeah, I'm looking forward to my family, and I think I will celebrate with my family. Yeah.
Sounds good.
We were just reflecting as well that you, of course, won the Under-23 World Championships actually just down the road from here all those years ago. And there's been times, as you just mentioned, where you thought your career was nearly finished. That's how you expressed it. How have you carried yourself? What's kept you going throughout this?
Yeah, this place, it's really good for me. And I already said that 2012 I was the world champion in Under-23 close to here in Zaffelden. So, and every World Cups I had good result here, but never win. So finally I won the World Cup, and it's amazing feeling.
Thank you for sharing your day with us, and congratulations again. I think we need to take a moment to just have a calm moment after being part of experiencing something so special. Let's hear from a man who's been winning the start of the season but didn't go so well today. It's Christopher Blevins, the overall leader.
Chris, not the day you were hoping for, but you made it, you finished. What was going on out there?
Just suffering. but I knew I had that feeling that I had to be honest with myself first climb. I knew I wasn't on for a perfect day, and it's hard to let the wheels go, you know, especially when you're in the number 1 plate. But that's what I did, and I'm pretty proud of being honest with myself. You have to be, or you're going to pay for it later in the race. So it was the best race I could do today with how I felt. So yeah, that's how it is sometimes.
And how is that swing from Friday? You obviously had exceptional legs, and then Sunday, is it a bit of a light switch moment? Is it a realization that early form, you might need to manage that now?
I mean, it's just part of it. Like, you know, I knew days like this are coming. You have to have perspective, and you know, by no means did I think I was going to just coast in for first every time. So, I mean, that was the best day I possibly could have had today. So I am proud of that. And, you know, I think the overall season plan, we're doing a great job. So, you know, there's some rest at times in between the World Cups, but I'm still confident in, you know, the process, which I've said a lot. But today is part of the process. It's just how it goes.
The process is real. Well done. Thanks.
Appreciate it, Josh. Yeah.
So a reflective Chris Blevins, as ever, thinking about today after those 6 wins out of 7 wasn't quite to be. Josh Carlson, after speaking to him, as usual, likes to find his way into whatever party is going on site at the Whoop UCI Mountain Bike World Series. So let's find out where he's ended up today.
What better way to wrap up a huge day of racing than stop by the Trek Factory Racing pits and get a barbecue with Riley Amos. Riley's on the barbecue here, cooking up a couple of brats. I'm going to jump on in and see if I can get one for myself. Riley, how was your day?
Oh, my day was really tough. That's why we're here at the barbecue early. But yeah, I'm stoked to turn the day around, get on the barbecue, serve the customers what they want. But yeah, you gotta take the pain of a bad race away somehow, right?
Tell us about the pain as I get myself a roll. Ready?
Perfect. Yeah, the course is just absolutely brutal. I mean, I can see mud all over the camera, so that must be a taste of what it was like out there. It just got thicker and thicker throughout the day. More and more mud came off the roots, and just the climbs were relentless. So super brutal. I didn't have it today, but we try again in 2 weeks in Val del Sol. So back to Josh.
Sounded great. So it was a hard day. I mean, how difficult was that? Go on, serve me up one of your brats ready. I just heard they were frozen. How's your barbecue ability?
We're getting there. I haven't cooked on a charcoal grill in a long time, so we were not hot enough and then way too hot, and then I think we're getting into a nice middle ground now. But I'm sweating out here, not gonna lie. Under pressure, for sure.
How good does this actually feel to do something like this after such a tough day? Like, is this a cool moment to enjoy it with the fans and the people and just kind of de-stress?
Definitely. I mean, this is what the sport's all about. This is what I grew up doing. Like, this is what bike racing is to me. You know, get the fans out, have a great time. Good day or bad day, like, we're racing bikes. So you got to celebrate it one way or another.
It's your first year in the elite. It's been a pretty wild wake-up call to the elite category. What's been the biggest difference for you to step into that, coming from winning so many World Cups in 24?
I think just that everyone is so good. There's just no place to hide. Like I said, on a bad day, one flat tire, all of a sudden I'm in the 50s. And so last year you could make a couple of mistakes and still have a good race if you had great legs. But this year everyone's so good. The level goes up more and more every year. So, yeah.
Well, give us a look at your barbecue ability here. Have you got one fired up and ready for me? They look pretty fresh.
There's on there, but we got a couple that should be perfect for you.
There we go. Look at that. Go. We'll test your abilities. Thanks, mate. Well done.
We got some hungry kids, so you're going to have to get in line for another one.
All right, I'll get back in line. All right, guys, while the kids line up, let's make our way over this way and see what we can find. Finn Isles, mate, did you watch the cross-country race today?
I did, yeah. It looked hard, really, really hard. The sticky mud in the men's race looked difficult, but Chink did a good job.
How relieved were you that the rain and the mud came in today rather than yesterday? You don't mind a mudder though, do you?
Yeah, I like the mud. We get a lot of rain at home, but I'm pretty glad that it was dry. I think that track yesterday would have been really hard in the wet, but it's a lot harder for them because they have to do it for an hour and a half instead of 3 minutes, so yeah.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Schladming. Yeah, the best place on earth.
Righto.
Best track. That looks good.
Riley Amos, firing them up over there.
That's nice. Bit of America here in Europe. Hot dogs on the grill, why not?
Why not, Finn Isles? All right, come with me. Let's poke our head into the Trek Factory pit and see who we can find in here. One young man who's had a pretty massive adjustment this last little bit here is Oscar Size. Oscar, you've been the skills coach for many years now. Now you're taking the reins as a Trek Factory Racing team manager. How has that adjustment been, and how was your day?
It's a busy day. It's always a busy day. It's a busy week. There's two kind of like two sides to the job, right? So one side is like my skills coach, my racecraft, my work with the riders on course, trying to get the maximum potential of from the riders, and then the other side is like managing, organizing, having the overview, which is a completely different role. And for the moment, juggling both. Yes.
Do you get to enjoy a sausage with Riley out the front, or is it all business from here?
No, if I enjoy like having so like I enjoy, I enjoy like it's like I know that we take it really serious. So sometimes when it goes like some downtime and then we do the barbecue, we do this, is good. But ready to get serious about in a couple of weeks' time because it's Val di Sole and we need a good week.
Oscar Size, all business. Right, I'm going to enjoy this sausage. Back to you guys.
Bon appetit.
Thank you for the reconnaissance on the party front, Josh. Always appreciated because it is, of course, the last day of our Festival of Mountain Bike action here in Leogang. We've got a weekend off and then we're off to Italy for more. But we have had 3 days of just unbelievable scenes. Ollie, can you pick out a favourite moment?
I mean, the obvious, like the no-brainer one is Andre Zink, getting his maiden win.
I can't believe I let you go first.
But I think the less obvious ones, Isla Short, 7th in the women's race, and patriotic, but also just, never mind, she's a Brit, unbelievable race to come back in the top 10. Luca Martin, 7th as well. These are, under 23 world champ from last year. To break a top 10 in your first elite season, that's like seeing those guys coming through, stepping up, is easier said than done. So I think that's a highlight as well.
So my highlight has got to be I love a muddy cross-country race, but it's that amazing rides from Andre Zink, clear, dominant performance, first World Cup win at 34. I mean, emotional.
Yes.
But it's that 3rd to 10th, how we had so many different people coming through, changing positions the whole time, close racing. You didn't know who was gonna finish where. I mean, it's bike racing. We love a close mountain bike race as well, in the mountains, muddy, technical. It's great.
So many storylines from today, and of course Puck Pieterse doing the double, becoming the 8th woman to do that, and just so there is some representation from the downhill races yesterday as well. Gracie Hemstreet getting it done again. The way that woman rides a bike down a hill is one of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen in my life. So we're going to have plenty more of that for you in a couple of weekends' time. I hope you'll come and see us on TNT Sports, on the Discovery app, or you can just catch up with us over social media or join us again for the Beeline. We'll see you soon.